Hey there everybody, Popontop here. Welcome back to some more Fallout 4 mods. In today's mod, we have a weapon mod here. This is the Institute Pulse Carbine by Degenerate. Another Fallout YouTuber. Shout out to them for making this mod. So what this mod is essentially is an Institute plasma rifle. You can find this weapon on Institute vendors. I haven't even gotten to the Institute in this particular save file, so what I happen to do is find a high-level synth. I went to University Point. There's other, common synth spawns, but obviously you have to be high level. You have to be over level 20, and you have to find a particularly strong synth who's carrying this type of weapon. It does look nice, though. It looks very much still has the Institute aesthetic. We'll take a look at it here, but it does have a unique look to it, right, too. It does look like a unique weapon. So obviously it is still shooting fusion cells, which is interesting, right? But it does do the plasma thing of a combination of physical. I guess you can't see because my webcam's in the way. Let me move that out of the way. You can see it does 54 physical damage, 51 energy damage, very much like a plasma weapon would, right? It does look cool too. It looks very futuristic. This is something that I was thinking the Institute was going to come up with, right? Obviously it has a very simple reload animation, but that makes sense. Fusion cells, not plasma ammunition, right? So, or is that not a thing in this game? I forget, right? If you had a plasma weapon, right? So I do have one in here, right? We can show that off here. Let me find it real quick. So this meltdown here, this is a regular plasma weapon, right? Obviously we haven't maxed this out yet. So meltdown here shoots plasma, right? Plasma is an ammunition type. This is shooting plasma, and obviously does regular plasma weapon things. This is essentially this carbine. This pulse carbine is shooting plasma as well, but we're using fusion cells as ammunition is a unique thing kind of in itself as it is. But let's take a look at what we can do at the weapon workbench here, because obviously weapon modding is a big part of what makes Fallout. So obviously we have a lot of things here. This seems very similar to plasma things, like a splitter, right? Yeah. Sniper barrel. I mean, obviously these barrels look unique in those themselves. There's a unique texture here. An advanced auto barrel. I just want to throw that on there for a little bit. We can change the stock up a little bit. It doesn't change the design of the weapon too much. This comfort stock actually adds some extended parts to it. When marksman stock is still going to be the best, and that only really adds like a cheek pad type thing on here. The standard sights on this are really nice. I want to mention this before we switch up and putting these scopes on there. The standard sights on this are very clean, and that's a very unique look, and I like that. It looks nice. Obviously full auto, the barrels are rotating, which looks really cool, right? That's always the cool thing about laser weapons, is just like the sci-fi-ness of them, right? Moving parts and stuff. So we obviously could put scopes on stuff in here on too as well. I would like a splitter though. I really like splitters. It's a shotgun essentially. So we have a lot of scopes on here. I want to see what these scopes look like. I want to see what the reflex sight looks like. It looks like a regular Institute reflex sight kind of dynamic laser sight. It is splitting. It's full auto too. Is the splitter always full auto? I didn't think so. I think my meltdown's on split right now. Or it's not. Let's see. Okay, let's take the plasma pistol. Or it's essentially a pistol. It could be obviously a rifle if it wanted to. This is an improved splitter, yeah. So this is not full auto. But on the pulse carbine, the new modded weapon we've added to the game here. Is this tracking too? Does it track things? This is something I want to check out now. Like I want to see, does this thing, is this tracking? But also it's full auto when we're doing the splitter on there. It doesn't say that it's automatic, but it is definitely doing that. Is this tracking? Why is it tracking? Because it's an advanced splitter? Is that part of the deal here? Tracks the target. It does track the target. So the advanced splitter does that. So does the advanced standard barrel. All the advanced barrels, the advanced sniper barrel, and the advanced automatic barrel, tracking ammunition. So obviously we saw what the reflex sight looks like. Most of these scopes I imagine are going to be the same. We obviously have recon scopes and stuff on here. I guess the night vision scopes do look texturally different somewhat. The recon scope looks like a recon scope from what I can tell here. But let's put like a short scope on there. Is that like a normal Institute short scope? Is that what that looks like? I don't use Institute weapons because they're garbage. But obviously you could put the scope on there. I want to see this tracking enemies though. I would not put a long range scope on here. I mean, obviously you can do that. You'd obviously want to put like a sniper barrel on there, like an advanced sniper barrel, and then you could put the short scope on there, marksman stock, all that stuff. I really like the different looks of the barrels too. Like they actually change shape and stuff. This is going to be tracking ammunition. Obviously, it changes up the capacity and stuff based off of the barrel type, right? Sniper barrel has the least amount of ammunition. Tracking plasma rounds could be pretty powerful, though. It is a cool looking thing, right? Like, and the plasma is obviously slow, just like any other plasma weapon. Even though technically it's a laser weapon because it's using the fusion cells and not the plasma ammunition. It's a weird kind of conditions, but it is a nice looking, cool thing. I really like the futuristic sci-fi look of this weapon. We obviously have to test how powerful the weapon is in comparison to what we would expect it to be. Like, obviously, institute weapons are always known for being particularly weak. So I would like to make it the splitter barrel again. And I would just like this. Well, I don't want the standard stock. I want the marksman stock still, because that's just the best recoil. Because we're gonna get some recoil. I like the standard sights a lot, though. I'm not a big scope person, like on certain sniper weapons, obviously. But on this, I think this would be wonderful. So we're gonna go test this out in some combat. We're gonna see if it tracks with this particular splitter barrel, and I'll see you guys when we get there. Alright, everybody, we are here at my Zombies Arena arcade mode like we usually are. We're going to go to the satellite station Olivia today. Sure, why not? I mean, we might go to different places and stuff. So, I want to see what this tracking is like, obviously. I mentioned that earlier. Let's spawn in some raiders. There's a raider here. So, yeah, it should track now. I mean, it's even hard to track. They do plasma dye, though. That's just to be clear. That was a big green thing. The sight kind of changed colors. It used to be blue, but, like, in the darkness, it, like, loses its light. Like, so it must be reflecting sunlight as a is that what it's doing? Because like in the darkness, the sight gets a lot darker. That's a weird, interesting concept. The rad roaches are in here. Excuse me. So if I track the rad roach, does that kind of track? Kind of. It's trying to. It's not. Okay. The rad roaches obviously can't hurt me. It is trying to track. It's not going to. That's something we're going to require a lot more range. So we're gonna obviously do a lot more ranged of a map here in my Zombies Arena arcade mode here in a second. Let's get rid of these raiders here first, though. Obviously, this is a very effective place to use a shotgun. Fuck is what? Fuck is you? Okay, you're tracked. It's not rapidly curving or anything, but that did curve enough. I'm trying to do this on purpose. Like, that guy's behind cover. This would be a great time for you to track, and it kind of did. Obviously, the splitter's maybe not the best way to do tracking and stuff, but the fact that it even does it at all is a unique. Like, that guy's behind a wall. I mean, I'm not really aiming too much. I just lock onto them. It is trying to hit him. That's curved. I mean, we are curving shots. It is very cool that it does that at all. Obviously, you can just shoot it too, though. This hip fire on this, obviously, because it's a splitter, like a shotgun. We're gonna go to a longer range map, though. I'm gonna leave the splitter on, though, maybe, and just see what that's like. I mean, let's see. Do I want to put a different... I'm going to put a different barrel on there. I'm going to track with that. And I'll see you guys once we've done that. Alright, everybody. We're reloading my Zombies Arena arcade mode here. We're going to go to a much longer range map. Or at least got some height variation here. We put the automatic barrel on here, which should still have tracking. Let's put some gunners in here. Hopefully some people spawn down here, and I could tag them, and then, yeah, like right that. And then that should just kind of... Just home. You just kind of hold the right trigger, and then they die. Right? You tag them, you shoot them. I mean, I gotta reload, unfortunately, but you just kind of shoot. This is a wonderful weapon. I'm having a lot of fun with this already, as it is. It looks nice. It looks very much like a futuristic kind of sci-fi thing. Obviously, shooting fusion cells, but doing like plasma type damage is kind of overpowered as it is. But with the tracking and stuff, there's not a huge amount of attachment variety here, to be fair. But like, tag that person. It doesn't curve it like a huge amount. Good enough, kind of. Tag wore off, but I can tag again and then shoot in the air a little bit here. I'm like just hip firing, as you see, though. Like, I don't have to keep aiming down sight. I would like to find the last person. Where did you go? I don't want to fall to death, though, either. But this is why this is an... Oh, I saw him maybe a little bit. I'm kind of looking at them. There they are. I mean, that's just fun, right? That's a wonderful weapon. The fact that there's tracking on there. Obviously, the splitter has the least tracking capabilities because it spreads out so much that it becomes very hard to like curve and stuff. A sniper barrel is probably still the best situation for that, but even the automatic one there was very easily tracking the target, and then you just kind of hip fired at it and it figured it out good enough, right? Like it is, and it looks wonderful. I love the look of this weapon. It very much looks like an Institute weapon. It very much looks futuristic and sci-fi, like something that you think the Institute would actually make. And this is something that, like, I believe fits in the game world, right? It's just a nice weapon. It doesn't have the hugest amount of attachments. It doesn't. I don't think it needs it though, because I think it does fit its role. right? And I don't think the Institute, like, think about it, the Institute would want something mass producible. They wouldn't want something that like is too customizable even, right? Like they just like have a couple different variants of like barrels and stuff, different little stocks and stuff, a couple sights you could put on there. But they wouldn't like the Institute would just mass produce these weapons for like the most powerful synths, and that's fucking cool. This weapon is very cool, and I highly recommend you guys check it out, especially with that tracking barrels on the advanced barrels, any of the advanced barrels, and track some targets with it, and have a good time with your very powerful, essentially energy plasma weapon, whatever you want to think of it as. So shout out to Degenerate DAC for making this one again. If you guys want to check it out for yourselves, there'll be a link in the top of the description, link to the Bethesda.net page and the Nexus mod page, and you can download it for yourselves there. If you guys have enjoyed the video, like the video. If you didn't like the video, dislike the video. That's okay too. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. That way you can check out more videos from me. And pretty much other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day, whatever it may be, and I will see you in the next episode.